Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Lenny and this is Big Girls Really Do Cry. Firstly, apologising for the darkness. Well, I can't control the skies outside, but it's actually 2:45 on Thursday. Um, and yeah, it's pretty miserable outside. And I've actually got my phone light on, which you might see coming from over there. Maybe shadow and stuff. Just to give me some light because it is really that dark. If I cover that, kind of. Anyway, what have I got to chatty catch up with this week? No. What day is it? So, I have not done a video since. No, when was it? It was a Sunday. I know that much. And it was before my tribunal. So I'm going to start with the tribunal. I will put in the footage I took straight after my tribunal. I'll do that now. I lost. I knew I would actually, I think. It's partly, I think, just relief it's over, to be honest. It's been nearly 3 years. But I'm going to keep this short. The basis of it is I have to follow the law, and the law is that someone who has extra medical needs, where they need to store medical equipment, is not classed in the legislation for the under occupancy charge, and so therefore it needs to be applied. And the reason they give is that it's not discriminating against someone with disabilities because they have something called the discretionary housing payment, which covers the charge. However, I tried to point out that is only temporary, because he was talking about it and I said, but that's only temporary. But he still said he had to follow what the law was, and yeah. But it is what it is, isn't it? I don't know if I think it's kind of like sad that you've tried, but didn't work, I guess. But I tried. And yeah, I tried. So yeah, as you can see, pretty gutting. But in another side of it, I am relieved that it's done. Like, it's over with. It's gone on for 3 years. It's ridiculous. And yeah, I didn't expect to win, I guess. And maybe I'll take it further. I don't know. Right now, I'm just glad it's done. There's nothing really much else to say. I think it's wrong, obviously. Otherwise, I wouldn't have tried to fight it. But and to be honest, the judge and the council representative also thinks it's wrong. It's just they can't change the law, and so the law needs to be changed. But someone tried to a couple of years ago and failed. So, yeah, yeah, it's frustrating, very. And but like I said, there's a huge part of it that is just revealed, no, relieved that it's done. So yeah, so we're going to leave that there. Now the next bit is the charity weekend that we've just had. So we had the charity weekend, first, second and third. It's currently the 7th, and it was amazing, absolutely amazing. There was everything from fun to laughter, to sadness, people's stories. Yeah, it was epic, basically. And again, just the amount raised, over £2,600 raised, including gift aid, is absolutely phenomenal and surely will make a big difference to the Stroke Association. So thank you to everyone who took part in it. Yeah, it was epic, as I said. Um, I was looking at my memories on, well, you know how on Facebook your memories come up. I'm wondering if I'm too dark because it's going to look pixelated, isn't it? But yeah, that just looks horrorish. Horrorish. That doesn't make yo. And then look at that. Now I look like I've got like a lightsaber. What noise does it make? I'm clearly a child. Right, I'm going to put back there. I think it's okay. It'll be okay enough. I don't know if that's too much because it's catching there. Anyway, I don't even know what I was talking about. Oh yes, so memories. A memory from 5 years ago came up on Facebook. I am going to insert the photograph now. So yeah, it was when I'd lost a total of 18 stone 3, and but in the photograph it was like like, although you could see huge changes in the amount of weight loss, but what the bigger changes were how I was mentally and how I felt about myself and about the world around us. Those changes were, to me, way bigger than the amount of weight I'd lost, which I never thought I would say because my whole life I'd like focused on the food and, you know, hated myself because of the size I got to, and then, you know what I mean, and all that sort of thing. So to have that not be the main thing was, yeah, it was a big eye opener, really. And I think I wrote I shared it and wrote a post above, sort of just saying that I'm disappointed that I ended up gaining half the weight back, which is what I did. So I'd gained about 9 stone of it back, and I feel like, I mean, I'm only guesstimating, but I feel like I'm around 12 stone loss now. Um, like I said, I'm guessing. People are noticing. I'm noticing, and I think that is a sign for me that I've lost 2 or 3 stone. That's usually where people notice being as big as I am. I think if you're smaller, it's more noticeable if you lose that kind of weight. But being as big as I am, I think it's less noticeable. Anyway, so that's what I've guesstimated. I don't really know. But I also put on there that I was really determined to lose the rest of it. And obviously, I was calorie counting and I had been since June. And I'd cut sugar down prior to that. And now with the Mounjaro help and not being like constantly thinking about food or having that food noise, that calmness that it used to give me constantly, you know what I mean, is quite amazing. And also feeling full, because I probably did feel full before, but I could eat through it easily, especially when obviously I was emotionally eating, so it just wouldn't, yeah, it just wouldn't, I just wouldn't think about that. And I ate so quickly as well, so I didn't really get the time for my body to understand, you know, so definitely. Um, so yeah, it was just a strange memory, but the last 5 years, so obviously since gaining the weight, um, has just been horrendous, you know, like with the loss of my parents and my friend from school, my auntie, my uncle, and then all the issues I've had, well, nearly dying, there's another one that happened. And then all the issues around house and beds and trying to get outside, and the tribunal, and just constant issues. It's just been constant issues, you know what I mean? And yeah, and I think it's hard to fight when you're struggling a bit, and I did struggle mentally. Nowhere near to the extent that I have previously, but it definitely affected me, and I feel really determined now, much more positive, and even though there's still issues, shall we say, um, I just do feel more determined. And obviously I started, and this is what I write on Insta, is like counting down to 50, which I mean, not £50, I mean my 50th birthday. And obviously trying to lose as much weight as I can in this year, despite the fact that I can't be weighed, which I can't. If I can't get weighed in time for my birthday, I'm going to pay for it, which, with birthday money that I would get off friends and family. So that, but it'll be worth it. Do you know what I mean? It'll be like worth it. I think as long as I can feel different and continue that people notice, and I know that it's working, so that's good. It would be nice to know the numbers, but it's not the end of the world. And even I would rather, if I wouldn't want to be weighed weekly, monthly would be great. Ideally, monthly would be great, but 3 monthly. And I'm gonna get in touch with the dietitians, because in the past they have weighed us in the wheelchair, and if I can be hoisted into the wheelchair, then that's a possibility. Although when they did it last time, my daughter had to hoist me because legally they're not allowed, like insurance issues, I think, again, but I don't know. Anyway, what else did I want to talk about? So, moving on to Mounjaro, diabetes and my diet. So, things are good. So I've been around the 2,000 calories. I haven't took any pictures. I took a few pictures, and when I was moving videos from my phone, well, because I vlogged the weekend, so I was moving all the footage from my phone onto the computer, and I deleted basically everything, unfortunately. So the pictures that I did have, which was about 4 or 5, I deleted. So the only picture I have got is my breakfast from this morning, which I'll put in now. You may notice the lack of egg, which is terrible, but I bought like loads of eggs, and then I think my son's had an omelette and used my eggs. Anyway, so like he's not allowed, but you know what I mean. So I ended up with just mushrooms on toast, but I do like that anyway, so it's not an issue really, and it's lower calories, obviously. So yeah. So basically, my blood sugars have been from 5.8 to 8.5, somewhere around there. I started the 5 milligram. So you do, when you get Mounjaro for your diabetes, you do 2.5 for 4 weeks, and then you move on to 5, which is classed as diabetic maintenance dose. So I moved on to the 5 on Tuesday. It is currently Thursday the 7th, so Tuesday the 5th. And weirdly, the only issue I had was a dry mouth again, which lasted for a couple of hours after the dose was taken, about an hour into the dose. And then the day after, on the Wednesday, I felt so much hungrier, and I don't know why. I had 2,344 calories, which is a lot more, well, not a lot more, but 344 more than I've had, roughly. So we'll say 300 more. but I could have ate a lot more. I felt like I could have ate a lot more. So this was yesterday, and today I'm fine. Like today, I, I mean, so far I've been fine. I don't have the extra hungriness. I'm not bothered about food again. So I don't know why that happened for that one bit, and especially going up. I don't know why, but I think I expected it to just make us feel completely like not needing any food whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I think maybe I looked too much into it or something. Yeah, I think that's all I need to talk about on that. Moving on to the last thing, getting outside. I'm still trying to get outside again. So, I think what I told you last time was that the hoist had broke again. They were coming. They were bringing two computers. They were bringing two computers. They were bringing a computer to look at the hoist, and because it's got some sort of program that they can attach to see what's happening inside, right? So they came on the Friday, and they hooked up the computer. Now, they brought two computers. There was three of them, two computers, and it was like no one seemed to know anything. They were here well over an hour. No one got it to work, so they had to take it away. So they took my hoist down, took it away with them, and no, it mustn't have been the Friday. It must have been the Monday. Anyway, it was back Friday gone. So they brought it back Friday the 1st. They hooked it back up and everything. They said that I said what was wrong with it. They said that the board that's inside was so it was basically acting like it was charged when it wasn't fully charged, if that makes sense. So it was saying it was charged, but it wasn't fully charging. He said that should fix the problem, but if you have any bother, and I was like, oh my god, you know. So he said then they'd have to replace the docking unit, what the charge handset charges in. So I was like, oh. Anyway, on the Saturday, Reablement just turned up and took away the book that they have. They have a folder here, which they fill in when they come and everything. And they just took it away. And I was like, well, why? And she said, it's finished. And I was like, I know, but because like no one had told me. She was like, has nobody told you? I went, no. I says, however, I had a couple of missed calls and I had voicemails left, but because I was doing the charity weekend thing, I hadn't had a chance to access them. And she said, oh, it's been stopped. I was like, what? Because I said, but I says that's not fair. I said, like, so it's like a 6-week therapy thing, right? Every day for 6 weeks. However, for 4 weeks of it, my hoist hasn't worked. And for 6 days of it, I was in hospital. So, yeah. And I said, that shouldn't have counted. And she went, oh, you'll have to take it up with whatever. So anyway, this was on the Saturday. On the Monday, I spoke to my OT and she said, I'm already aware of it. I have escalated it to my manager. And same reasons as me. She says it's unfair, blah, 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 blah. But according to Reablement, it goes from the date you first start. It doesn't matter the issues in between. You know what I mean? It still goes from the date you first started. So she basically contacted me on Wednesday, so yesterday. To tell me that after our manager had spoken to Reablement, they've agreed that I can be re-referred. Now, I kind of thought, oh, that's going to take ages. She said they'll get in touch with me, and I thought, the first time I was referred, it took 3 months. The second time, not so much, but the first time I was referred, it took 3 months. So anyway, I was thinking it's going to be for ages, whatever. But they contacted me today to say they're starting tomorrow. So, yes, now I need to keep all of everything crossed that when they do hoist me, the battery light doesn't start again, because I just can't cope. I really just can't cope. And I said to my OT that the thing is with Reablement is a 6-week service, because it's used for people when they come out of hospital. So say someone broke their leg or whatever and they live alone, and obviously they would struggle to get up to do daily tasks once they got home whilst their leg was healing. So they go in to help for up to 6 weeks until the person can build up their strength to fully look after themselves. That's what they do. Now there's a therapy side of it, but it's not as used, I suppose. And again, they just have this 6-week block. But it annoys me in the sense of, like, everybody's different, so why do they just have 6 weeks? Like, I think that in that 6 weeks, I could probably get up to an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. However, my carers come about average of 4 hours apart, right? So if they do that for 6 weeks, get me up to 2 hours, and then just stop again, I can't get up, because how can I get up when I have no one to put me back? And I can't sit for a further 2 hours. So it'll be just totally a waste of time. And I've said this to my OT, and she obviously agrees, and she's obviously like, we'll fight that battle. And I thought, but what if then you have to wait again, and then it knocks me back down? It's so frustrating, really. Like, I just want to go outside. You know what I mean? That's all I want to do. I just want to go outside, and I just want to see outside a bit. I'm sick of looking on these 4 walls. It's frustrating as hell. It really is. It really is. So fingers crossed, people. Fingers crossed that it works somehow. I don't know how, but somehow. Anyway, I think I've waffled absolutely loads, because there's like been loads to say. And I think I've covered everything. So I'm going to go, because it's going to be pitch black in here in a minute. If I move that away, the light. Oh my God, look how dark it is. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Sorry about it being dark. And thank you again to everyone who helped with Charity Weekend. Please go watch everything. It was brilliant. Quizzes, The Price is Right, Banish Ben, and then the just chats afterwards where we played Obama Llama and 5-second rule, and there was some cracking answers in there. Yeah, I think I cried laughing twice. I cried once, or maybe twice, and I cried laughing twice. So yeah. Anyway, I shall see you next time when I have a further update. Other than that, thanks for watching. Bye bye now. Bye bye.